Welcome to Crochet Remedy. Crochet is the remedy to just about everything. Here is your dose of all things crochet from my hook to yours. In this video, I will share 8 tips that will help you crochet your own version of Dustin Henderson and Lucas Sinclair. I will share some likes and dislikes about the pattern and then also give a special message for beginners. Here are my finished versions of Dustin Henderson and Lucas Sinclair. I'm really proud of how they turned out really great. But let's get into the 8 tips that are going to help you crochet your versions of the dolls. Here is tip number 1. Before you start reaching for a yarn and a hook, read the pattern all the way through from beginning to end. This will help you visualize what you are making. It's easy to get excited about the yarn and the hook and just excited about the pattern in general, but you need to really understand what it is that you're making and the construction of the doll before you start actually crocheting. For instance, these dolls are crocheted from the bottom up. And so you're going to start with the feet, then the legs, and the butt area, the torso, neck, head. So you need to understand that before you actually start crocheting. Tip number 2, highlight parts of the pattern that instruct you to crochet in the back loop only. This is so important. There are 3 parts of the body where you will be crocheting in the back loop only. The first area is in the feet. So I'm picking up Dustin here. And so there are 2 parts in the feet where you crochet in the back loop only. One is to create kind of like that flat part of the foot. And then the second part, as you can see here, where the shoe meets the pants leg, you want a nice smooth transition from the shoe to the leg area. Another key area is in the neck. You're going to crochet in 2 places in the back loop only, and this is going to help set you up for success later on in the pattern when you begin to crochet the shirt and then crochet the head. So those areas, it's the leg in rounds 3 and 6, the body in rounds 31, 45, and 47, and then in the arm area is round 6. So you want a nice transition from the hand to the shirt area. Tip number 3 is highlight color changes. It's so easy to skip over color changes or accidentally skip over them. So if you are going through the pattern or when you go through the pattern, just highlight the color changes. That way it sticks out in your brain like, okay, I need to stop and color change. Tip number 4 is use a cotton blend yarn or 100% cotton yarn. And I say this because you're going to get really good stitch definition if you use cotton yarn. I use Premier Minikins yarn for both Dustin and for Lucas, and I really like how it turned out. Premier Minikins yarn, it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. Well, 100% acrylic tends to be very fuzzy and it does have stretch to it. But for crochet dolls, you don't really want your dolls to stretch. You want them to be nice and firm and have really good stitch definition. So I do recommend a yarn that's either a weight number 1, 2, or 3 in a cotton blend or 100% cotton. Tip number 5 is to adjust hook size if needed to achieve the desired stitch definition that works well with your yarn choice and tension. And you may need to go up or down in hook size. I used a 2.25 millimeter crochet hook. Tip number 6, use stitch markers throughout the pattern. This will help you keep track of where you are. It's also very helpful to use stitch markers when crocheting Dustin's hat. There are changes in every round because you're going from blue to white or from white to blue. And so it's really helpful. I found it really helpful to have the stitch markers to mark the spots where color changes need to happen. I like to use these metal stitch markers because I use a yarn weight of 2 or sometimes I'm using a yarn weight of 1. These markers don't leave holes that can happen if I were to use like a thicker stitch marker, like the traditional plastic ones. So these are really good if you're using really fine weight yarns. Tip number 7 is to use tweezers. Let me grab my tweezers real quick. So these are my favorite tweezers that I use, and these are really helpful when stuffing the dolls, especially the feet area. It's kind of hard sometimes getting in the small areas like that. So using the tweezers to stuff the polyfill in the doll is really helpful. Tip number 8 is to give yourself time to complete the project. This is so important. Give yourself time, give yourself grace. Don't rush this pattern. I'm going to talk about some things that I really liked about the patterns. They are low sew patterns. The only things that you are sewing are the arms. That's it. Sewing the arms to the body. That's it. That is a huge win. The second thing that I really liked about the pattern is that the pattern is crocheted from the bottom up. So you start with the feet and then the legs and you work your way on up. To me, that is the best way to crochet a doll. Things can get kind of clunky when you are crocheting a pattern and you start with the head and then you work your way down. It could get really clunky on the bottom half, but for this pattern, for Dustin and Lucas, you don't have to worry about that. Next thing is a unique design feature that creates a very stable neck. So in the neck area, like the heads of the dolls are very stable, they're not wobbly at all, super stable. So Carla Mitrani has a very unique way that she has us crochet the neck in a way that is like, I had never seen anything like that before. Next up is the economy of language. Carla Mitrani she is like the best. She's like a top designer, one of my favorite crochet doll designers, because she has a way to write in a concise but yet explicit way when it comes to pattern writing. So her writing is top tier, one of my faves. She includes very clear assembly instructions on the dolls. So very clear what to do when it comes to like finishing. So like the jacket, when you're crocheting the collar to the jacket, or even when you're crocheting the hair. She's just very clear, very concise when it comes to that. The next thing, the size of the pattern book. I really like the size of the pattern book. It's 5 inches by 7 inches, and just the size of it alone makes it very portable, nice to go crochet on the go. Now, really, those are all the things that I liked about the pattern. There's only one thing that I disliked about the pattern, and it's the fact that there are very few photos and illustrations. There are some, there's not a whole lot, but the writing is very clear. She's very clear on what to do. That's the only thing that I like disliked about the pattern. That one dislike takes me into my message to beginners. This is my message to beginner crocheters who are interested in this kit. This crochet kit really is not for beginners, in my opinion. One reason, the lack of progress photos. There's not a whole lot. And as a beginner, you need a lot of guidance, a lot of hand holding, in my opinion, to complete crochet dolls like Dustin, okay, and Lucas. Like these are very detailed dolls, and so this is not a good like first project in my opinion. But if you are an adventurous beginner, I do have some suggestions on the things that you need to practice so that you are ready to dive into a pattern like Dustin or Lucas. So here are my things that you need to practice. First thing is the magic ring. Crocheting around a foundation chain, crocheting in the back loop only, traditional and invisible decreases, and then changing yarn colors. Practicing these techniques are definitely going to help build up your confidence so that you are ready to crochet Dustin or Lucas. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it to the end of this video, please comment below and let me know who are your favorite Stranger Things characters. Dustin and Lucas are my favorites, at least two of the favorites. I have several favorites, but let me know who's your favorite, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.